Welcome to Cooking and Story with Ann and Wayne. Today we're going to make some simple hash brown potatoes. Wayne and I were talking the other day about being from the South and eating lots of fried potatoes and onions growing up. It was a kind of a comfort food, and it made me start thinking about hash browns. So today we're going to make us some hash browns. We're going to put our potatoes through the food processor to shred them up, and then we'll put the onions in and shred those as well. Then we will rinse our potatoes under running water until the water runs clear, and the reason for that is to get the starch out of the potatoes. The less starch you have in your potatoes, the better they're going to brown. We'll also put them on a clean towel and wring all the water out of them, which will help them stick together better in our fry pan and also improve the browning process. So let's get started. Got my pusher. It won't work without that. There we go. We're just using 2 medium-sized russet potatoes. I've got about half of a large onion. Okay, we're going to pour them into our colander. As you can see, some of the starch on my fingers is kind of milky looking. So that's what we want to get rid of by running these under cold water. And I don't know what, can you see that? It's kind of milky looking. And so we want to rinse these until that water runs clear. And that'll tell us that we've gotten a lot of the starch out that way. There's no way to get all of it out, but okay, that's looking pretty clear. We're going to cut our water off and squeeze these through the colander a little bit. Next, we'll put them on our towel and wring all the moisture out that we can. Now we're just going to take our potatoes and put them on this clean, lint-free cloth to finish squeezing as much moisture out as we can. This cloth I ordered from Amazon. To be honest, the reason I ordered, I love the name of it. It was called a flour sack cloth, and we grew up with flour sacks, so it just kind of appealed to me. So it looks like most of our moisture has drained. We're getting a few drops. And the more moisture you can get out of your potatoes, the better they will brown. I've had our oil turned on and heating up, and one trick to getting good brown potatoes is that you want to make sure that your oil is sizzling hot before you put your potatoes in. And one way to do that is just take a couple of pieces of potato and drop them in. And you can hear them sizzle. So you know your oil is ready. So we're just going to take handfuls of our potatoes. And put it into our oil. And you want to get them fairly thin so they'll cook more evenly. Now you can do this all in, you can just dump them all in there and just have a big, one big pan of potatoes. But then when you get ready to turn them, it can make it more difficult. So if you decide to do it that way, when you get ready to turn them, just take and cut them into quarters, and then they'll be easier to turn. You don't want to crowd your pan, because then your potatoes won't brown quite as well. So once you get them in your pan, you want to kind of leave them alone for about 5 minutes. And you can adjust your heat. I've got mine right now on just before medium. And just leave them alone for about 5 minutes and let them do their thing. When your potatoes start turning brown around the edges, kind of just gently lift it up and see if it's brown uniformly on the bottom. And this one, our first one is, so we're going to go ahead and turn this one. And then we'll let it continue to cook for about, oh, I don't know, probably 3 to 5 more minutes. And then it'll be done. We'll take it up and just put some salt on it, and it'll be ready to eat. Okay, so our first little patty of potatoes is done. We're going to take him out and salt him a little bit. And do the same thing with this one. And you just keep doing this until you've got all of your potatoes browned, and you have some delicious hash browns. For the rest of our potatoes, I'm going to just put them in all together, and then we'll cut them into quarters when we go to turn them. So again, we'll let them cook for about 5 minutes, and then we'll check and see if they're good and uniformly brown on the bottom. Then we'll cut them and turn them. Okay, so our potatoes have started turning brown around the edges. Let's see if we can cut these in two and then quarter them and see if they turn nicely. Okay, our hash browns are done, and we're just going to put them on a paper towel to soak up some of the oil. Okay, there we go. Thank you for watching. Cooking and Storing with Ann and Wayne. We hope that if you enjoyed this video, you will click like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. So we're wishing you good food, safe storing, and happiness.